Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Michelle Dennedy. Michelle is a co-founder, partner, and strategic advisor. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Michelle. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
So I am currently based in California in the United States. I am surrounded by, especially during this pandemic period or peri-pandemic, post-pandemic, I'm not sure what we're in, surrounded most importantly by my two children, who also are my inspirations really to create a respectful environment for data. That's why I work in data protection and privacy and have done for over 25 years now.
What are the top three mistakes to avoid?
The top three mistakes to avoid is, I'm borrowing from the great Rear Admiral Grace Hopper. Just because things have always been done one way does not mean that you should continue doing them. So change is critical. The other mistake to avoid is to think that stereotypes are real and that everyone thinks the way that you think they're going to think. So, one mouth, two ears, listen a lot. And then I think the third mistake is to spend a lot of time looking backwards and regretting that you're not doing what you used to be doing, and instead throw your arms out and embrace change.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
My greatest failure story, and I have collected some wisdom after a long spell here on Earth. I think my greatest failure story was actually being diagnosed with a neurological condition. I have multiple sclerosis, and I think that I was diagnosed as a very young woman and told by my initial diagnostician that I should not have children because who would want and I quote, cripple for a mother, which was shocking and alarming. And the bounce back was I immediately went home, got pregnant with my oldest daughter, got as healthy as I could, learned as much as I could about that condition, and threw myself into becoming an executive when I really didn't feel like I was old enough or wise enough or ready enough to do that. So in fearing for what I was kind of given a doomsday prognostication, really turned into fire to cherish every moment going forward.
What are your top three success secrets that others can model from?
Oh, yeah. So I think, ironically, my biggest success secret is that I don't ever feel successful, really. I mean, I'm grateful. I think that's probably my number two, but my number one is really humility. Is that and when anyone tells you that they themselves are humble, it seems to be ironic. But I think by always understanding that everyone else on the planet is equally special and unique is so critical, and it allows you to be inspired by the woman at the checkout counter at the grocery store or the gentleman who's sweeping up the trash at night. They have creative ideas too. So being successful, I think, is constantly being aware that you are just one of 7 billion souls who are there to collaborate. The second is to be grateful for all of these moments that we have, because that gets you through the hard times. And then I think my third secret to success is anytime I get stuck or I'm frustrated, I go out and I always say to my girls, you can live like this. This is how many, many billionaires that you see in the news that are unhappy and doing all these bad things and cheating on their wives and stealing things, they try to grab on, and your fingers are only so strong, and you release. By going like this and leading with your hands open and saying, even when I have nothing, I have a smile to give to a stranger. I have my time, I have my talents, I have my advice. So even when I'm flat out and I feel like I have nothing left, that's when you should give the most.
We are about to move into a lightning round. That means a quick question, a quick answer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this conversation, and I am grateful. I've got an angel third round hot fire presentation, and I'm grateful for that opportunity today, and grateful for the money that I know that they're going to give me. I'm putting that into the universe.
How young are you?
How young? I'm an old soul, but I'm 53 human years, and I can't believe I got here. But I tell you what, youth is wasted on the youth. 50s are great.
Yeah, Michelle, you are not 53. You are excuse me, you are 18 3 years.
Yes, exactly.
18 years old with a 35 years experience.
Exactly.
What you want to do when you grow up?
Oh, play like I was young.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
I think we covered this a little bit in my secrets to success, but I think when there's nothing left to do, you just keep putting one foot in front of the other and realize that your best day will end and your worst day will end.
How do you start your day?
Coffee, which is my remaining vice. And again, gratitude. It's a theme for me. I reflect and I wake up and I say, wow, I'm here. My legs are moving. My eyes are still working. That's cool.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
Oh, sunscreen, honey. Sunscreen. What were you thinking?
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Well, I'm going to expand the pool of significant other to include my girls because they are always consulted because their future is, they're going to own whatever I leave behind. So how do I convince them? The answer is never, by constantly reinforcing that this is a really good idea and bringing data to the table, just like you would at work.
What is the impactful business book you have read and what did you learn from it?
Okay, I love all the Collins work of finding your hedgehog concept, but this morning I actually have been working through product roadmaps, and I find that even if you think you know a lot about scaling a young business or even a business unit within a large corporation, which is where I spent most of my career, really re-examining the basics of what is essential is really critical, even for products that already exist in the marketplace.
Why being impactful is important to you?
Particularly in my field, which is data protection and privacy, it has always been important to me and strange that we have to convince the world, particularly the corporate world, that privacy is not just a profitable endeavor to respect human beings sharing and endeavors, but also something that really will leave a legacy behind. Your story will outlast your carbon-based spaceship.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
My living mentor. You know what? I'm going to shout out to John Dutra. So John was the chief technology officer at Sun Microsystems about 1,000 years ago when we were there. And he lives in Portland, Oregon today. That's probably too much personal information. But he's one of these people who has always tied together steely dedication to fact and family. And he has the biggest heart of anyone that you'll ever meet.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Yeah, I was a good mom. That's it.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal clients, most of the work that I do is with like the Fortune 50 type folks. Smaller businesses can benefit and should benefit from data protection and privacy. Data transformation is everywhere. So my ideal client is for a short engagement. It can be a 2-person startup to talk about how to get your architecture right from the get-go. So I think that's my ideal client is someone who is not looking for compliance to laws, that's backward facing, but they're looking for strategy, they're looking for growth, and they're looking for innovation that includes ethics and remembers that we are all human beings and they should be respected.
How can we support you?
Get the word out about data protection and privacy. I wrote a book. Go to privatus.online to catch up with us. He's like, here's the hint.
We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have your few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
That was quite fun. I like the lightning round a lot.
What would you say as a final word?
Get out and innovate. Build something big today. And if you've got data, protect it. Call us at privatus.online.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing your wisdom with us today. On the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Thank you.